Hey guys, welcome to the team chat for Pumped Up Nation. I'm so excited to have Michelle on the chat tonight. She's going to be talking about some of her journey over the past couple months. We've been working together a lot, and I've just seen the light bulb go off, and I am so excited for her to share all that she's been learning and how it's been, affecting her business and what's been going on moving forward. So I want you guys to, take notes, and if you have questions, feel free to ask. But I want to kind of give the floor to you, Michelle, and just open it up and kind of share what you've been going and doing.
All right. Well, thank you. So I just want you guys to know I'm still an Emerald coach. I have not reached Diamond yet, but I'm well on my way. So tonight I'm going to talk about consistency, because that's something that I actually struggled with for a really long time. I've been a coach for 2.5 years now, and it probably hasn't been until the last 6 months that it's kind of started making sense, and that the last 2 years have kind of started falling together. And so back in, I think it was about September, me and Sam started working really close together to push for the end of year goals. I was talking to 10 people a week about coaching, whereas before I was only talking to maybe one person a week, maybe that's all I was getting in. And so that was a big push. It all started in September when I started pushing for the end of the year. So I did that September, October, November, and then December I kind of not slacked off, but it was the holidays, things got busy. I kind of fell back a little bit in my routine. And then the beginning of the year hit, and it was it's go time. My goal is to leave my job before I leave for Summit. That is my big scary goal. And I was hell, if I'm going to do that, there's no way I can be playing around. I can't do it anymore. And so I had to really start getting honest with myself and being real with the time I was putting in and what I was doing. So thankfully, we have an amazing coach in Samantha. We all know that. She's probably my biggest supporter and pusher all in one. So a few things I just wanted to touch on. I don't have any slides, but I have some points that I wanted to hit. And one is, so sorry if you see me looking out to the side, I'm just looking at my notes. So I've been doing a lot of Brene Brown lately. I've kind of become obsessed with her because I kind of have, the last year I've had a lot of stuff going on in my personal life, and so I've been trying to work through that, and I found her somehow. I think Sam mentioned her to me, and I happened to run across a talk she did. It has nothing to do, it's all about all of her books, but it's all just one big talk all together. And she talks about gremlins a lot, and so I kind of wanted to start with that, because I think recognizing those gremlins is a really important thing to know. That way you can push through them and stay consistent and stay positive. So gremlins, they're all those, we all know them, they're all those nasty little thoughts that creep up into our head. They're all of the things that you think you aren't, all of the things that terrify you, and all of the things that tell you you're not worthy of success. So mine is, I'm not smart enough. I'm not smart enough to do this. I suck at math. I don't have a lot of verbal perfect skills. I'm not great at writing. I'm good at reading, and that's about all I'm good at. And so that's something that it might not seem like it's relevant at all, but I feel completely inadequate in the fact that I don't feel smart enough to run my own business. And so overcoming that has been huge. Just telling myself on a daily basis, Michelle, you don't have to be brilliant to do this. You just have to have the heart to do this. You have to have the heart to help people, which you have. So that's been a huge thing I've had to overcome. feelings of not being worthy, of people not wanting your help when you've been pouring in all this time with people and they ignore you. You see them sign up with another coach, or you see them sign up with another product, things like that just hit you, that you're already a little insecure about. And, with social media, you see all this other stuff that kind of just makes those gremlins pop up, and they're really ugly. And facing those gremlins is what's going to make them go away. You can't ignore them. The more you ignore them, the more power you give them. So you have to recognize them, acknowledge them, and then bring them to light so that they aren't there anymore. The more you talk about them, the more you bring them up, the more you work against them, the further they're going to be away. And so then that brings me into my next thing. And this is a quote I always tell Sam. She's got it stuck in my head forever. And it's fear hates hustle. And I know you've heard her say it before because she says it all the time. But for some reason this year, it's stuck in my head and I can't get it out. But it's perfect because it's exactly what I need to hear in my head when I want to stop. Because, God, I fear fear. I'm a fearful person. But if you go and you do your power of 3, guess what? You're not going to be afraid of, oh, what if I don't have anybody to talk to? Because you've already talked to those people. So the more you do, the more that fear goes away. And so get that stuck in your head, because that is one of the things that has helped me the most this year, is just having her saying, fear hates hustle, stuck in my head, because it's so true. And that's another thing that's really helped me show up every day. So just knowing that showing up every day is going to make those gremlins less and make that fear less, and that you are going to succeed more because you are doing more and you're not letting that fear and those gremlins hold you back. So those are my first two big, this is what has changed my mindset. Those two things the most combined is what has made everything kind of start clicking for big time. Sorry, I'm really excited about this, you guys, because it's helped a lot. So I have been doing a lot of consistency work because that's something I struggled with the most. So I always wondered why my business wasn't taking off. Why am I not making very much money? Why don't I have coaches signing up? Why don't I have challengers? I felt bad for myself. I threw myself pity parties. I'd show up for a couple of days and I wouldn't get anything, and I would get really discouraged and I would quit for a few days. I'd be like, oh, I'm really tired. I can't do this anymore. And so I would just stop working for a few days. I'd basically pay no attention to my Beachbody business, and obviously that's not going to get me the results I want. But for a long time, excuse me, I told myself that nobody wants to work with me. Nobody really wants to sign up. And so now that I have been showing up every single day, for the first time, I've hit Success Club each month since December, which, is crazy because I've been a coach for 2.5 years, but I could not hit Success Club consistently, ever. And so I've done 3 months. I'm on month 4, getting close to month 4. And it's not even, obviously I still get worried about it, but it's not even a thought oh, what if I don't hit it this month? It's that I'm going to hit it this month. When am I going to hit it this month? And so this kind of leads into how my income has increased, because before, like I said, I was only doing a little bit here, a little bit there, not staying consistent. I've been 100% consistent since the end of December, and my income has already doubled since December, the end of December. Now, don't get me wrong, it's not like I'm bringing in a few $1,000s a month at this point. It's just a few $100s. But like that has shown me that it's working, and it's shown my husband that it's working. So like I had to say that five, like, but so it's like it's giving me that momentum. It's giving me that proof that something's happening. It might not be slow, and it's not going to double every single month. I mean, praise Jesus if it does, but it won't. It's going to be a slow, gradual increase, but I'm seeing it already. Just after 2 months, I'm already 2.5 months, I'm already seeing that income increase. So that, let me.
Real quick, I do want to chime in.
Okay.
Because
Yeah.
there was something that you said, like I was doing a little bit here and a little bit there, and I wasn't seeing it in my income. And I remember feeling like that myself.
Mm-hmm.
But I also want to mention, when you do a little bit here and a little bit there, when you're in those moments, you feel like you're doing a lot.
Right.
Like, why isn't this working? Like, I'm working so hard, but you're not working consistently. Because I mean, sometimes I still have this going on in my business. Like, I'm not saying that business is amazing all the time, because there's struggles, and that's part of being an entrepreneur. But when you're in those struggles and you're like, oh, like, why isn't it working? What you said, be honest with yourself and really look back and see, like, have I been consistent? Like, yes, this sucks, but this is why I need to be consistent.
Right.
So I love that you mentioned that.
And let me just say, I hate being honest with myself. I hate it. Like I'm not a I always say the word wrong, confrontational person with anybody, especially myself, even more so myself. I will lie to myself around and around and around and around, because I don't want to face the fact that I'm not doing what it takes to be successful. No, not me. Of course I'm doing as much as I can, like that's my mindset. So it's probably why it's taken me 2 years to get to the point where I'm at now, because I had to be honest with myself. I had to be like, okay, really, you're only talking to one person a week. Like, be honest. Now you have to do 10. And that was scarier than crap, you guys. Like, every week I'd be like, oh my God, Sam, I don't know if I'm going to get 10, or like, actually, I wouldn't even tell her. And then I would like find 8 random people before we got on our call, and I would like, not random, but I'd be like, oh God, I have to get these 8 people. And so, just having that accountability that I had to check into, that I had to have these 8 people. But another thing that's really helped is my consistency with my posting. I feel like I've always done pretty well with my posts, but I feel like since I did the training, I think it was at the end of the year or the very beginning of January, I forget, but I've pretty much moved my business mostly to my personal page, because I've found out that that is okay. You can do that, and you're not going to get shut down. So, because my like page was getting nothing, no traction. My ads were not working. I get no likes, and I can spend $20 and get like 3 likes. Like my like page just wasn't working. And so once I figured that out, I was like, okay, I'm gonna try this out and see how it goes. And so I've been a lot more consistent with my posts on my personal page, and it was really hard at first, because my like page was really easy, because yeah, I knew I had friends on there, but they chose to like that page. And so that's what they get when they like my health and fitness page, like I kind of like, it was a lot easier to share certain things. It was a lot harder to bring it over to my personal page, because it's personal. You feel like that's where you see family and friends and kids and that kind of stuff. But I don't care anymore, because this is my life. This is what my life is becoming. And so this is my life that I am sharing on my personal page. It's not just on my like page anymore, because this is my personal life. So this is what people are going to get. And so I've been staying really, really consistent with my posts on that. And if people are going to get annoyed, maybe. I don't care. If they do, then that's not my tribe, as Shailene would say. That's not the people that I'm connecting with. And so I've been just staying really consistent with, posting my workout selfies. And I know, Julie, you're really good at this. Everybody is, but Julie is always on top of this, like 100% is the workout selfies. And so I've really been, I heard Anita Myron say that, it didn't matter for 2 years straight. She didn't give a crap what people said. She posted a sweaty workout selfie after she got done working out, because that was her accountability to the people following her, that she was being true to her word and being honest and doing her workouts. And so that's something that I've gotten way better at. For a long time, I'm like, people don't want to know that I work out every day. Like, they know or they don't care. But it's true. They have to see it. And so I've been staying really consistent with that. And so that's helped a lot. Just, people have fun interacting with me and being like, oh, yeah, because you're going to get your workout in anyways. Or, it's actually created kind of a fun place and fun comments and stuff for people. So definitely make sure you're staying consistent with your posts. And something I still need to get better at is the jab hooks. I'm really good at my hooks, but I'm not really good at my jabs. So I need to get better at my jabs and staying more consistent with those. Just me personally, because I can be as consistent as you want me to be, inviting people in a broad sentence, asking people. But I'm really, I still struggle with being consistent with those jabs. So, excuse me. And then one other thing that Sam talked about 2 weeks ago that I've been doing for a while, but I just wanted to bring it up because it is truly super important, is focusing on the small wins. And if you didn't see her video, go back and watch it. I think it was like 2 weeks ago or something. But she really outlines how important those small wins are. And I can't tell you how important they are, because right now I am trying to make this my business. I'm trying so hard to get this to where I want it to be so I can quit my job, because I'm tired of going to my job. I'm over it. But it is so easy for me to get caught up in everything I can't do. I can't have a website right now. I can't have a blog. There's so much things I can't do because there's only one of me. I don't have the income yet for an assistant. I don't have the income yet to freelance stuff. I'm not there yet. And I'm okay with that, because I have to tell myself, it's okay. I'll get there. But right now, I need to focus on what's important for me to get there. I'll get there, but I have to focus on the steps it's going to take me to get there, which is being consistent with my power of 3, being consistent for showing up for my challengers and checking in with them, being consistent with shouting them out and praising them for the hard work that they're doing. So I could very, very easily get caught up in everything that I can't do right now. Just thinking about it makes me overwhelmed. It makes me frustrated. It gets to that point where it's just like, if I can't do it all, why do any of it? And we all get there. We all get to those points. But you just have to bring yourself back down. Let yourself throw a pity party for a minute if you need to. Work through whatever emotions you need to, but don't stay there. Bring yourself back down, recenter yourself however you need to, and tell yourself everything you're doing right now that is being productive. Tell yourself everything you're doing right now that is getting you closer to those goals. Because we all have busy lives. I'm echoing all of it.
I'll mute myself, Cynthia, with that.
Am I echoing now? No. Okay. That was weird. Sorry. But so just just focus on those small things. Focus on helping that one person. Don't help that one person, then all of a sudden start stressing about that next person and making sure you get that next person. Enjoy that feeling of, I just got to help somebody. Enjoy that and bring that feeling into helping your next person instead of the worry and the stress of how am I going to help that next person. just bring that energy with you and let it flow, because if you keep that positive, I know I'm sound so hippie right now, sorry. If you keep those positive flows going, you know, people they're gonna feel that and they're gonna respond to that. And so just be your biggest supporter instead of your biggest enemy, because that's something that I've struggled with in more than just the business my entire life. And it's super, super freeing to finally be like, I've got this shit. Like, I can do this. I'm badass. I can do this. Sorry for the cussing. But that's just, you know, sometimes you just have to get to that point where you just truly believe in yourself, stay consistent, and stay true to who you are. And there's absolutely no reason you can't make this a business. And I've by no means had instant success. I've by no means had anything come easy, unfortunately, but that's okay, because I'm going to appreciate everything so much more when it does come. And I'm going to know that I worked my butt off to get there. And so that's that.
Yes. Oh my gosh. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. There's one other thing that I wanted to touch on when you said that you get so frustrated that you like can't do a blog right now and you can't do like all of these extra things. And I want to like really make that point clear to everybody, because it's not that you can't, because you can, but that's what you should be doing.
Right.
You're in your business, and the reason that you don't do those things is because you don't have the time to. You are working full time, and you have a husband, and you have a life that you have to live, and you need to make sure that your time is specifically focused on the important things like your power of three and recognizing calendars and checking into your groups. Like that's someday she will be able to do those things, but she'll have the time in the future. Like that's
thank you for clarifying that, because I don't mean like, oh, I can't. It's just like right now it's not my priority. Right now it's not my priority.
And it's not important. Like I know that you know, it can be beneficial in the future, but when you're in the grind and you're in the hustle and you're working really hard to get out of your job, you have to focus on the things that are going to get you to the point where you can make an income. I mean, this is an income thing if you're trying to leave your job and do those things. So you need to make sure that you're doing the things that get you to people. And so I love that you mentioned that, because there's so often where we see coaches doing this and doing that and doing all these different things, and you're just like, oh, maybe I should try that, and then maybe I should try that, and before you know it, you're off in a million directions and don't have to focus. So keep those blinders up, 100%. Keep those blinders up. But thank you so much. I think that you did such an awesome job and hit on all of the points that I think have completely transformed your business in the past 6 months. Like I've seen the difference, the change in you and in your business and in your mindset first. And that's where it has to be. It has to be in your mindset first in order for it to transcend into, you know, actual like fruits of your labor. I don't know. So thank you so much. Did anybody have any questions that you wanted to ask Michelle?